He's back.
Well, yep, I'm back. Long absence, 6.5 months almost. May 18th is the last video I published, and here it is, December 2nd, and I'll be uploading this one. Uh, just got my laptop back, or not back, but a new laptop I used on Friday the 30th of November. Put some free video editing software that I could find, download it real quick. Recording this, and I'll put it up. Won't be anything fancy, nothing fancier than what I used to put up. Hopefully as good. Again, I've never used this video software before, but I'm going to try it. I just want to get the ball rolling again. We'll see what happens over the course of the next couple of months. So, what's up? I mean, I'm going to use this video kind of as a, So I'm going to use this video as kind of an channel update, as well as kind of give you an idea of what's been going on in my head over the course of this absence. Because I learned a lot, actually, in the fact that I could not produce videos. There was no effort that could be put into it. I did record some videos, so I've got, I honestly don't know how many. It was sort of on my camera, waiting for the laptop to get here. But there wasn't a lot of videos. I noticed that I did miss making them. So the good news to me was that, yeah, this is still something I want to do. It's always good to have that reassurance or that check, because sometimes you get into a rut, and sometimes you get into a hobby or an activity, and it just keeps going, even though maybe your really heart isn't in it anymore. And I don't want that to happen here. So good news for me personally is that, yeah, I'm still wanting to do videos, and I'm excited. I did miss it, but I also learned, man, it takes a lot of time out of my hobby. I always strove to hit 15 videos, it's 15 videos a month. So almost 1 or 2 days. Most months I did that, a couple months I missed it, and I'll tell you, it takes a lot of time, a lot more time than I expected. I found out this by, of all things, looking at my model queue, because I haven't been idle. During this time away, I've actually been, painting figures just like I was before. It turned out that in the first 4.5 months, I only did about 78 models, But in the 6.5 months that I was without video, I did 168 models. That's a lot more. And in 2017, I did 156 all year, and here in 6.5 months I already did more than what I did all last year. Now granted, last year I was also involved in scouting, but videos obviously take more time, and to me, obviously now, it took more time than scouting did, because prior to my laptop going out, I got about 17 models a month done. It's at a rate, and then afterwards with 26. Huge difference. And I was doing commissions as well as my own work. That's a whole lot of models, and it was really productive. Got a lot of it done. I do have some videos in the works on some of those, because eventually I got around to the point where I could see I was going to get a laptop eventually. I was going to be able to start this back up, and I was going to be able to put out videos. Well, I thought, why not do some of these videos of how I paint different things, or look at some of the models I've worked on. So some of those will be coming, and it was an eye-opener to me about that time commitment. So I don't know how Nick does it, doing so many videos as he does, being able to get so much production out. He still has a lot of models he's painting. I guess that's where I kind of fell into a trap. I started this wanting to do it for me, and put out their ideas that I had, encourage the new people in the hobby, especially the ones who don't like to paint, to really get in there and not enjoy painting, but be able to paint their stuff relatively easily to make it look good enough that it's pleasant to see on the table without having to be an artist. Well, somewhere along the line, I got caught up in numbers and how many videos you're putting out, what's your subscriber count, what's your, all those things. Now those are some fun things to pay attention to, but I think what happened is I started seeing how other people were putting out so many videos, and I tried to be like them. Wrong. Never do that. Be yourself. I learned that. And I also noticed that a couple other channels I subscribe to, they haven't been on producing videos for a few months, and I missed that. I missed their contents, and I hope that they see the comments I'm making to them in YouTube, that, to encourage me to come back, because I look forward to seeing their stuff. And so I know there are some of you who are wanting or missing my stuff, and it's not going to be a huge number, but a few. I do know one individual who has the, I would almost call it the curse of being able to see me on a huge widescreen TV, and I don't know how he stays sane doing that, but I was getting the encouragement, when are you going to start doing videos again and all that. It's very good. And now I realized, you know what, I need to do this, go back to the base of the beginning. Why did I do this, and what am I interested in? So I found that the reality is I really have a passion to teach and talk about how to integrate real military science into your wargaming to get better results. And I really found out that without all the pressure of having to do so many videos and all these projects, and I actually do enjoy painting. It's when I have all these pressing demands and timelines that it's almost like I have no free time. And so I have to paint because I have to get something done. It's not I get to paint because I get to relax. So I'm going to cut back a little bit on the videos, probably 2 a week. Still going to try to do one Academy video per week on Saturdays, and then one other one during the week sometime. At the start, we're going to kind of move on from there. See, there's a lot of stuff I want to do. I want to do bat reps, bolt action and 40K. I want to do Academy videos. I really like it. I want to do tactica videos for bolt action, because that's a little more. It's not a simulation, game, but because of the way the rules are set up, there's a lot more of reality in that game than, let's say, 40K. And so some of the tactical thoughts, you can really delve into them and see where some certain ways you can apply them, concepts, tactically in the game. I want to kind of go into those in more detail. I haven't been able to figure out how to do that for 40K. It just doesn't seem to be the same. But I definitely want to do those kind of videos. I also want to do, some of those model reviews I've done. I show off some of the models I've done. I've noticed that I've found a way to paint models to a acceptable standard on the table, where I think they look really good, but they don't have to be masterpieces like I see a lot of people doing and spending hours on their models. Again, trying to be like somebody else wasn't working for me. I want to be like me, do things my way. That came out wrong. Not my way, but do things that please me, that make me happy with what I'm building and what I'm putting on the table. And hopefully, in the process of all these videos, I can inspire the newer members of the hobby, whether it's 40K or bolt action or Frostgrave, whatever game you guys are in, to take those steps to do the painting and kind of enjoy it. Not necessarily be a fan of painting, but not be so put off by, oh, I got to paint all these models now. There's actually a pretty easy way to do it and make it look good enough, and you're good to go. So again, trying to encourage the hobby. That's the goal of the whole channel, and that's like back to my roots, so to speak. Okay. But what is interesting also is, even though I was increased my output of models, without doing videos, I found that I also was taking up the time I would have been doing on videos, doing research. Because in May, right before my computer went down, which is of course perfect timing, Warlord Games put out a call for more writers. They want to increase, in their words, their stable of writers for articles and books. And so I expressed my interest, actually was able to get, if you will, get an assignment, and in May began writing an article for them on Village Bocage. It's not out yet. It's been submitted a couple months back. I submitted it. It's been through a couple of reviews, and I don't know where it's sitting right now, but it took research in order to make sure I'm getting the details right, and I come up with design of scenarios to kind of walk through the Villers Bocage campaign, or not campaign, but day of battle. So you could actually use bolt action rules and models to recreate that engagement. So that took time. Yet, even with taking that time, I was still able to crank out the models. And when I found out Western Desert was going to be released by Warlord Games, their newest supplement to Bolt Action, it was about the same time I was starting to look into building, it's just so happened, a desert army. And I was looking and investigating the Carpathian Independent Brigade. Now that is a brigade formed out of Polish troops in exile that escaped through Hungary and Romania, made their way, instead of going to France directly via some different ports, they ended up going to Syria, again, with the intention of joining the French army there as a Polish unit, being shipped over to France to continue the fight there with the rest of the Polish that escaped. Didn't work out for them. They ended up having to escape into British Palestine, and in there they were reformed under a British model. But the brigade group was created and played a part in the defense of Tobruk and Operation Crusader. So it had a basically 7 to 9 month time of where they're engaged in heavy combat, but a couple years when they were in just being formed, from basically early in 40 to early in 42. It was 2 years in the desert, and I was starting to think about building that army. And now here comes this new supplement, so I suggested to the guy Warlord, hey, how about maybe a article about this brigade group, to coincide with Western Desert. So he said, yeah, let's take a look at it. So I had to do the research and write that. So again, I've been writing for 6 months and still putting out half again as many models. Wait, more than that. 10? Yeah, probably 40% more, or 66% more models than I had been prior to going dark, if you will. So a lot of busyness there. It's been a lot of fun. Matter of fact, one of the things I enjoy is writing. Didn't realize it how much I did enjoy, but writing about history, loving it, especially because if it's something I'm interested in, I get a passion for it. Hopefully it comes out in the writing. We'll see. The articles are with Warlord now. We'll see what happens. If it works, great. If not, well, I'll just publish them through some other mechanism, because I think it's pretty good information to put out there for the general community to use. Alright, a few other things that I found or learned in the process that are going to kind of affect the channel going forward is I've been playing 40K 8th edition now for a while, and I've given as good as I've gotten. I've played both my Tau and my Dark Eldar armies. It's okay. It's not. I just don't think something's changed about it. It's not as much fun. For some reason, don't know what it is. I still have fun, but there's something missing. Not entirely sure I can put my finger on it. However, a couple of things I did notice is that now most of the armies you face are pretty much cookie cutter. There's not a whole lot of variety. It seemed in the previous editions, except for the ones, the pay-to-win guys, most of the armies had, there was a flavor to them. Not the armies. The armies that a player would bring. There was a flavor to them. There was something a little bit different about them, story-wise or look-wise or something, unit mix-wise. But now it seems that it's just, at least in my area, a lot of the armies are the same. You see the same combination of units, the same, maybe not paint schemes, but the same mix of units, the same special characters in every list, and the variety's gone. And now with that, some of the narrative goes away, and it just doesn't seem to be as entertaining, I guess is the best way to put it. Now maybe that's just the area I'm playing in, but that's just what I've noticed. The 40K isn't quite as, it's fallen down a few pegs on my favorites list. Right now, Bolt Action is by far my #1 favorite game, tabletop game to play. Frostgrave is number 2, but I'll have to say something I also did learn, because again, not focusing on doing bat reps when I'm at a game, and not focusing on content. I was just focusing on playing the game. Realize, a lot of the enjoyment is the buddies you've got. And matter of fact, I realized that even though Frostgrave, I like Bolt Action better than Frostgrave, I would always choose a game of Frostgrave with my gaming buddies over any Bolt Action game with anybody. I mean, it's just that mix, the dynamic of the friendships there, it just really just makes that game just so much more enjoyable than Bolt Action, which for me was an eye-opener. It's like, wow, so much of that interpersonal stuff is what matters. That's really what gaming's about. It's not about the winning. It's not about the losing. It's not about the narrative. It's not about how good you've painted your models, or it's not about do you have the latest and greatest, newest stuff that the game company put out. It's about having fun with your friends, with the models that you want to build and want to play with, regardless of whether they're currently in vogue or the be-all end-all of the game. And it's really cool. So seeing that, that's kind of changed my perspective a little bit on how I'm going to pursue some of the. Hopefully, I can keep this in mind while I go forward with this channel. And even though I'm going to be doing videos on bat reps and how to paint and all these things, trying to stay focused on this is a hobby to enjoy with your friends. That's hopefully what's going to come across. Now, one thing I'm going to do though is hopefully going to be able to get into Kill Team. I have not played it yet. I'm interested, but the schedule never worked out. One of the guys at the game, the game group at the shop, is going to be hopefully doing another campaign, Kill Team campaign. I missed out on his first one, but he's having so much fun running a campaign, he wants to do another, so hopefully I'll be able to run one in there and learn it. And hopefully it's going to be more fun than maybe the regular 40K, in my experience. So we'll have to see. So where's the channel going to go from here? Essentially, I'm going to scale back. I think I mentioned, instead of shooting for 15 videos a month, I'm just going to try to do 2 a week. Academy, hopefully every week that I might. See, I really like the Academy series, but I really want to do this Tactica one too. So I don't know if I'm going to do Academy every week and Tactica is just one of those other ones, or I'm going to alternate weeks, Tactica and Academy, Tactica and Academy. Don't know yet. And then bat rep for 40K, bat rep for Bolt Action. I've been during this break, kind of practicing with a couple ideas with how to do Bolt Action bat reps. Since the game dynamic is not a you go I go, it's a dice draw who gets to go next. It's a little easier to do 40K, turn summaries and capture the action than it is to do the Bolt Action, because the interplay of the timing of the units matters more than just the end result. You want to see how it got to there. So I've been trying out some different things Bolt Action wise. We'll see what I come up with. We'll just try it. I've been watching other guys do their bat reps, and I'm hoping to put some good ones out of my own. So we're still going to go back to the bat reps. But again, that's going to be once or twice a month. Boy, I'd like to do more than this. That's the problem. I want to do more. I just don't want it to eat up so much of my time in the out of the month. I want to do more painting and building my armies. It's really kind of cool. And one thing I would like to do also is videotape some of the Frostgrave stuff I do. The challenge is that the format, we got 5 players, and we play 5-player games. They're big, they're long, they're fun. The interplay and dynamics of the 5 different players as it shifts throughout the game is very interesting. It's again a lot of fun. We're about to start going through the breeding pits scenarios, kind of to build some more bands from scratch and get them some experience and stuff under their belt before we launch the Maze of Malkor. Now we're gonna run that one a little different. I'm thinking that I'm gonna run I'm going to try to do videos on that. Now, The Maze of Malcor is a book that just came out. You'll see some reviews of it. As a matter of fact, a lot of product reviews are going to be coming out shortly from me, because that's one of the things I've been doing. But Frostgrave came out with this new, really kind of a neat idea. An ancient college of magic finally is revealed. The ice sheet fell off the cliff and exposed the college. Now it's to the mages to go in and try to loot it and figure out. But there's a whole lot of interesting things that happen there. Now, the way we're playing this is, I'm going to basically GM the game. I'm not going to play. I'm going to play the bad guy. There's a theme in here, and kind of like the Lich Lord they did. The bad guys is what I'll be playing. I'll be playing those models. But when the four guys, or there'll be four players working either together or even against each other to try to loot for as much as they can and face whatever dangers that I'll be running from the campaign. Now, the book has 12 scenarios through it in a storyline. And I've decided that I'm going to basically add 6 or 7 others in just to kind of introduce them and make it more narrative. The 12 in the book are kind of like the highlights, if you will, of the Malcor campaign, the Malcor exploration. But it's supposed to be this huge maze of just twisted halls and places that get lost in, literally. That's why I got its nickname, Maze of Malcor. And so I kind of want to have those kind of exploration scenarios interspersed with the ones that are in the book. So it's going to be much longer, and hopefully convey the story better. One of the fun things is the players they're not getting the book. I've got the book. They don't. Everything's going to be a surprise. All the new creatures and their abilities are going to be a surprise, and I'm hoping it's going to be a lot of fun. But I'm so excited about that adventure, and I really want to bring out what I read in that book as an experience to my gaming group. I can't wait. So hopefully it'll work and they will keep me around, because I don't want this to be not fun for them. Looking forward to it. But I'm hoping to maybe try to do bat reps for that, or video those. But again, that can't be turn summary. It's all interplay by the phases, so they may be pretty long videos, but it could be something you watch or have on while you're painting. And then as the action starts to catch your ear, you can switch gears and pay attention, go back to your model, whatever you guys want to do. So that's coming up. Hopefully some Frostgrave, and we'll see. I'm not going to be getting into the Star Wars bat reps like I thought I was, because they just came out with 2nd edition, and I've got to get the upgrades for that and learn the rules and have a partner who can do the same thing. So that's all up in the air right now. So we're going to focus on just those 3: Bolt Action, 40K, and Frostgrave. I've got a few product reviews, like I mentioned, coming out, and I'm going to be starting more of those, I think, because I'm starting to get into especially with some of the commissions, I'm going to be seeing products that I wouldn't normally get. So I'm going to kind of do some more of those product reviews. Now, one of the things I've just noticed with one of the product reviews that's going to come out is none of this is sponsored. None of the products are going to be a case of I'm promoting them because of some deal. I'm reviewing them for what what I think about them. But there may be the occasional one where I think is really something you guys should pay attention to, and I will encourage you to buy that product, reach out to the particular vendor or whatever. But it's absolutely entirely from me. It has nothing to do with them. I'm not getting anything for it. They may not even realize I'm doing it. Okay, it's just I just noticed that in one of the videos that I'm about to do, because how much I like the product, I want to be sure that with the way that one might sound, I don't want you guys to think it's a sponsored type thing or it's an advertisement or I'm making any money off it. It's literally, I just think the product's that good. It's a good thing you guys check out. So we'll see. There's a lot more coming this next year as I take a slightly different tact. I'll tell you more about that coming up in a different video toward the end of the, kind of a year-end review. What's next for 2019. So that's kind of where we're going. And the whole financial situation with, having a sudden collapse in the laptop and not being able to afford to replace it so quickly, and the strain on the finances of preventing me from kind of doing better with lighting and sound and what have you, I've realized I have to do something. And though I'm going to try to carve some money out for things, you really can't depend on it. You can't always plan for it. We had money set aside, but it had to go to car repairs. That kind of stuff happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and launch a Patreon account. I'm not going to really talk about it much. I'll mention it at the end, beginning and end of videos. I'll put the little icon up, that kind of stuff. It's the case of every little dollar here or there will help to go to stuff like lighting and tripods and camera stuff, video editing software, you name it, just that kind of stuff, to try to take the channel where I want it to go. Because, like I said, I was really wanting to get into a little bit more creative video editing, and really, I had to take a step back because of where I'm at right now with the new laptop, new software, and such. So, I think, I'm not jumping on a bandwagon kind of thing, but for those of you who feel like, it's worth encouraging somebody, it'll be there. It's not. It's there for if it'll work. Who knows. One other thing I'm going to do in one video coming up. I don't want to do kind of shout out videos. That's not my intent of those. I'm the last one to really shout out videos. I don't have a broad enough audience, but there are certain ones I like to go to that I really enjoy, to help me with different things I'm interested in. So I'm going to kind of showcase some of those channels. It's not really a shout out. Again, not getting anything for it, but again, the goal of this channel, my channel, is to encourage you as gamers to get better with your hobby, whether it's tactically or artistically or knowledge. That's just, I want betterness. That's all. Is that a word? Who cares? So that's where I'm at. Okay. So long rant, if you want. That's not really a rant. Long, just rambling on. Let you know, kind of, I'm back. Where am I going? What have I been doing? And hopefully you'll enjoy the content, and hopefully you'll begin, sharing the videos again with your friends and such. Especially if you can, share Facebook groups. Share them on your timelines, whatever you want to do. Just get the word out. Show off, especially if you find one of my videos useful, please let someone else know about it. I'm sure that they might find it useful too. Spread the knowledge around. All right, well, with that, I'll kind of leave you guys be. If you guys have any suggestions about things that I should do in videos, again, I want to try to get better at this. Let me know in the comments below. So please share the videos, like them. That always helps. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's kind of get making videos again. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.